Embracing solitude, a Buddhist approach. Have you ever wondered why loneliness and loss feel so heavy, so overwhelming? It's a question that lingers in the hearts of many. The sensation of loneliness, the agony of loss, these are universal experiences that touch us all at some point. They are part of the human condition, the fabric of our existence. They are the shadows that contrast with the light, giving depth to our experience of being alive. Loneliness, an emotion so potent it can make you feel like a lone tree in an empty field, disconnected from the world. It can creep up on us in the quiet moments when we're alone with our thoughts, or paradoxically, even when we're surrounded by a crowd. It's a complex enigma, one that weaves itself into the tapestry of our lives, often when we least expect it. Then there's loss, the profound sorrow that accompanies the absence of something or someone once dear to us. It can feel as if a piece of our very essence has been ripped away, leaving a gaping void that nothing seems to fill. It's a universal pain, a shared heartache that unites us in our humanity. These emotions can lead us down a path of profound sadness and despair. They can cloud our perception, making it difficult to see the beauty that life has to offer. They can make us feel as though we're trapped in a never-ending cycle of sorrow with no way out. Yet it is precisely in these moments of loneliness and loss that we are presented with an opportunity to delve deep within ourselves, to confront our fears, our sorrows, our regrets. It's a journey that can lead us towards understanding, acceptance, and ultimately peace. Imagine a world where these feelings of loneliness and loss are not burdens to be carried, but catalysts for personal growth and transformation. Imagine being able to navigate these storms of life with grace and resilience, finding the silver linings in the darkest of clouds. But what if there was a way to not just cope, but find peace and joy amidst these feelings? Meet Tenzin, a man who found himself swallowed by loneliness after a series of life-altering losses. Born into a world of hustle and bustle, Tenzin's life was much like anyone else's. He had a job, a family, and an array of hobbies that kept him busy. But after suffering a cascade of personal losses, he found himself alone, adrift in a sea of loneliness that seemed unending. His heart echoed with the sting of absence, and his mind was filled with a profound sense of emptiness. In his search for solace and understanding, Tenzin turned to Buddhism. He began to immerse himself in the teachings of the Buddha, studying the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path. He sought to understand the nature of suffering, the impermanence of life, and the role of the self in the grand scheme of existence. This journey was no easy feat. It required Tenzin to confront his deepest fears and insecurities. He had to let go of his attachments, his desires, and his preconceived notions. He had to accept the transient nature of life and the inevitability of change. But as he delved deeper into the Buddhist teachings, Tenzin started to find a sense of peace. He began to understand that his loneliness, his suffering, was not a punishment, but a part of life's natural course. He found solace in the Buddhist concept of impermanence, realizing that just as happiness is fleeting, so too is suffering. In the stillness of meditation, Tenzin found joy. He learned to appreciate the beauty of the present moment, to find happiness in the simplicity of existence. He discovered that by being fully engaged in the now, he could experience life in its raw, unfiltered form. And in this state of presence, he found a sense of purpose, a sense of fulfillment that transcended his previous understanding of happiness. Tenzin's journey was a transformative one. From a man consumed by loneliness, he emerged as someone who understood the ebb and flow of life, who could find joy in the simplest of moments. Tenzin's path was not easy, but it led him to a place of calm and happiness he never thought possible. Buddhism offers a unique perspective on loneliness and loss, one that Tenzin found profoundly healing. To truly understand this approach, one must first grasp two key Buddhist concepts: impermanence and non-attachment. Impermanence is the understanding that everything in life is transient and ever-changing. Just as the seasons change, so do our lives. Nothing remains the same forever. This concept can be a comforting thought when we're faced with feelings of loneliness and loss. These emotions, as painful as they may be, are not permanent. They are but transient states that will eventually give way to other experiences. Non-attachment, on the other hand, is the practice of releasing our grip on the things, people, or circumstances that we hold dear. This doesn't mean we care any less about them. Rather, it means we accept that everything we cherish is subject to change and may eventually leave our side. It's about understanding that clinging onto things with desperation only leads to suffering, as change is the only constant in life. These two concepts are the pillars upon which Buddhism approaches loneliness and loss. Rather than viewing these experiences as something to be feared or avoided, Buddhism encourages us to face them head-on, with mindfulness and acceptance. It's about acknowledging our feelings without judgment, knowing that they are temporary, and letting them pass through us without resistance. The process may not be easy. It may even feel unnatural, especially in a world that often encourages us to escape discomfort. But it's through this acceptance and non-resistance that we find peace. Like Tenzin, we learn to make peace with our loneliness and loss, not by trying to eliminate them, but by understanding their impermanent nature. Buddhism teaches us that we can't avoid suffering, but we can change our relationship with it. We can learn to dance with our loneliness, to sit with our loss, to see them not as life's cruel jokes, but as part of the beautiful, ever-changing tapestry of human experience. By accepting the impermanent nature of all things, Tenzin found a way to make peace with his loneliness and loss. Embracing this Buddhist approach could be the first step towards healing and finding peace within ourselves. At the heart of Tenzin's transformation was a simple yet powerful concept: presence. The teachings of Buddhism place great importance on being fully present in every moment. This isn't about physically being somewhere, but rather engaging your mind, your senses, and your spirit in every experience. Picture a river constantly flowing, never still. Each drop of water is an individual moment, fleeting and unique. Just like this river, life continues to flow at its own pace, bringing along experiences of joy, sorrow, love, and loss. By being fully present, we become like a stone in the river, still and unchanging, witnessing each moment as it comes and goes. Now, this doesn't mean we become impassive or indifferent. On the contrary, being present allows us to fully experience and appreciate the beauty of every moment, even those that bring us pain. It's about acknowledging our feelings, allowing ourselves to feel them fully, but not being consumed by them. It's about understanding that every moment, every experience is transient and will pass. This concept of presence also extends to our interactions with others. By being present, we can truly listen and understand, fostering deeper connections and empathy. We can see the beauty in others, even when they are at their most vulnerable. In the face of loneliness and loss, this can be a powerful tool. It can help us navigate our feelings, find solace, and eventually even find joy. It can help us understand that we are not alone in our suffering, that it is a universal part of the human experience. Like Tenzin, we too can transform our pain into strength. We too can find beauty in the most unlikely places. By being fully present, we can discover the joy and purpose that resides within us, waiting to be uncovered. We can learn to appreciate the stillness, the peace, the beauty in each moment. In the stillness of each moment, Tenzin discovered a joy and purpose that transcended his loneliness and loss. And so can we. Tenzin's story is a testament to the transformative power of the Buddhist approach to loneliness and loss. Let's take a moment to revisit the key points from our journey today. We've explored the concepts of impermanence, non-attachment, and presence. These are not just Buddhist principles, but are universal truths that can guide us towards peace and joy. Impermanence reminds us that everything is transient. Change is the only constant. This realization can be daunting, but it's also liberating. It allows us to let go of our fears, anxieties, and attachments because we understand that these too shall pass. It's a stark reminder that every moment is precious and every experience, be it joyous or painful, is fleeting. Non-attachment, on the other hand, is about understanding that clinging to people, things, or experiences only leads to suffering. It's about freeing ourselves from the chains of desire and expectation and embracing the freedom that comes with letting go. This doesn't mean we stop caring or loving. It simply means we love without conditions, without expectations, without the fear of losing. And then we have the power of presence. Being fully present means experiencing each moment in its entirety, without judgment. It's about immersing ourselves in the here and now, not lost in the past or anxious about the future. It's about finding joy in the mundane, peace in the chaos, and beauty in the ordinary. These principles are not just philosophical musings, but practical tools we can apply in our daily lives to navigate the complexities of human existence. They remind us that suffering is not the end, but a chance for transformation. They teach us to find joy not in the extraordinary, but in the ordinary moments that make up our lives.